There is a wound that forms in some women very quietly, not all at once, but through repetition, through being approached, desired, pursued, promised, included, planned around, and then slowly realizing that what drew the man close was not her soul, it was her usefulness, her care, her steadiness, her loyalty, her labor, her emotional depth, her support, her body, her reliability, her capacity to hold things together. And after enough of those experiences, something painful begins to happen inside. A woman may start to fear, consciously or unconsciously, that men do not really come near her to love her. They come near her to benefit from her. And once that fear gets into the relational field, it changes everything. Because now there is an inner split. A part of her becomes sharp, careful, discerning, watchful, tired, strong, able to see patterns, able to detect danger, able to live. But another part of her still longs, still hopes, still wants, even if it's just wants to be chosen cleanly, not for what she can build, not for what she can carry, not for what she can fix, not for what she can give, not for how well she can love a man through his incompletion, just for herself. And that longing is where things can become very painful, because it can create brief moments of suspended judgment. Not because she's naive, not because she is foolish, not because she has learned nothing, but because the heart is asking a sacred question. Could this finally be the place where I am loved without being turned into a function? And when a woman carries that question, even quietly, she can sometimes pause too long in the presence of the wrong one, not because she cannot see, but because she wants the answer to be different this time. She wants this one not to be another extraction. She wants this one not to reveal the same insult. She wants, just once, to discover that closeness is not a setup, and predators do not create that wound. They are very good at exploiting it. They sense the woman who has become discerning but still deeply hungry to be seen rightly. They sense the woman who is strong at the surface but still carrying the ache of not having to be chosen cleanly. And they know exactly how to speak into that ache. Not always with obvious manipulation, sometimes with tenderness, sometimes with seriousness, sometimes with patience, sometimes with just enough apparent sincerity to make her wonder, maybe this time. And this is what makes this wound so painful, because every repetition does not just disappoint her, it insults something sacred. It reopens the humiliation of once again realizing he did not come close because he cherished me. He came close because he wanted something. And after enough repetition, the danger is no longer only relational, it becomes spiritual. Because now, a woman may start asking the wrong question. She may begin to ask, what is it about me? Why do men always do this to me? Is there something in me that invites being used? Am I only visible through what I provide? Do men ever actually want me, or just what comes from me? And if that question settles too deeply, it can begin to erode selfhood. It can make a woman suspicious of her own value. It can make her feel that love is always conditional on performance. It can make tenderness feel dangerous. It can make desire feel contaminated. It can make relational hope feel humiliating. And that is why this wound must be addressed directly. Because the truth is not, there is something about you that makes you only fit to be used. The truth is, there is something precious about your openness that has been repeatedly misread as availability. That is a crucial difference, because one interpretation produces shame, the other produces clarity. The first says, there must be something wrong with me. The second says, I need to become more careful about who gets access to what is tender in me. And that shift matters, because a woman who has been repeatedly used must be very careful not to let exploitation become her identity. What happened to you is not who you are. What predatory people reached for is not the measure of your worth. What they tried to extract does not define the meaning of your existence. And the deepest healing here is not only learning to reject the wrong men faster, it is restoring your belief that you are worthy of being chosen without bargaining, without proving, without carrying, without financing, without building, rescuing, disappearing into usefulness. That is the repair. To believe again that clean love is possible, to believe again that your personhood is enough, to believe again that the right man's interest in you will not feel like assessment, appetite, or assignment. And until that belief is repaired, a woman may keep having tiny internal moments where hope outruns judgment, where longing gets one more vote, where the desire to finally be loved cleanly delays a necessary refusal. So, the advice to women is this: be honest about the wound. Do not only study men, study the ache in you that still wants the next one to be different. Study the part of you that is not merely lonely, but longing to be relieved of the insult of being valued for function. Because once you can see that clearly, you become gentler with yourself and also wiser. You stop calling yourself foolish for hoping, and you also stop letting hope overrule pattern. You stop asking, why do men keep wanting something from me? And you start asking, what parts of me have become too easy to access before someone has proven they can honor them? That is a better question, a cleaner question, a powerful question, because it moves you out of self-blame and into self-protection. And more importantly, it helps you remember this: the tragedy is not that some men failed to choose you rightly. The tragedy would be if their failure taught you to believe you are only valuable through service. Don't let it. You are not lovable because of what you provide. You are lovable because you exist as a whole person. And any man who cannot meet you there is not confirming your fear. He is revealing his limitation. Let him, and keep working until your heart no longer bargains with people who only know how to approach value through appetite.